Hello, this is Michael Yeager. I'm a therapist in Houston. I've been practicing counseling since 1973. I've worked in a variety of settings, from hospital-based programs to private practice. And in 1989, I went into private practice, and I've incorporated more Chinese medicine and a more holistic approach ever since 1989. I was looking for a faster, much more effective way with very few contraindications in order to help people. The traditional talk therapy that I was doing was relatively slow and didn't seem to get the results that I was looking for. And so I began to study hypnosis and became a hypnotherapist. I also became a massage therapist to bring in the mind and the body in order to help promote healing. Because it seemed like psychotherapists don't know that the mind has a body, and massage therapists don't seem to know that the body has a mind, but they do, and they go together. And then I learned about the chakras, which are energy systems in the body, and if I can identify or have the person identify where they have their particular problem, where it shows up in their body, I have a much better sense of where or what the origin of their problem is. When I use kinesiology, which is muscle testing, which is a chiropractor's tool that I learned a number of years ago, I can also find out their ability or their willingness to release something, an emotional release of a problem, and how long it may take in order for that problem to be permanently released. And then also work with different strategies in order to help them do that, and check all of that out with kinesiology prior to doing the work. So I can get a pretty good feel for where somebody is relatively quickly. With the Chinese medicine that I incorporate, which is acupuncture and acupressure techniques, I can also then help an individual release, again, their attachment to different traumas in life, different addictive disorders, ways of thinking. And then if I bring in cognitive therapy, then I can help the individual challenge and then change their negative self-defeating beliefs. And beliefs drive behavior. What we think about is what we bring about. We have to think our way into a new way of acting versus acting our way into a new way of thinking. It's our thinking first that motivates us. And so it's by finding out what that thinking process is that the individual has, creating interventions to work with that faulty thinking, if it's faulty, and get it back on track so that their mind then becomes their own best friend. Through a simple urine test, I can also find out about the neurotransmitters in the brain and how they have been affected by either diet or an addictive disorder. And then through the application of different amino acids, that will then balance out the neurotransmitters, making it much more probable that the individual will respond more effectively to the talk therapy or the energy therapy that's being done, and will get a much higher rate of recovery from addiction in particular. And people will have less need for going back to an addictive disorder in order to solve or to resolve or to bury or repress life pain. So these strategies are working very effectively for people and have been doing so, like I say, since '89 when I started this process. I also work with grief and loss, helping people say goodbye to the pain of loss through death or non-death related losses. And in this process of going back and noticing what simply needs to be said, saying it, and then saying goodbye to the pain is what the process involves. And people are able in a very short period of time to do that work. Since most grievers, people that are experiencing loss, want to be better and want to have their life back and want to be in control of their faculties and no longer want to have accidents or illnesses or faulty thinking get in their way, they're able to release these attachments that they've had with some ease once they've seen what their patterns have been, and the therapies that are designed to take a look at that. So in the practice of just working with individuals on an ongoing basis, I'm able to help people out in a relatively short and effective way. I also have an intensive outpatient program that looks at all the other addictive disorders other than alcohol and drug. I've not seen anywhere in the city of Houston that offers an intensive outpatient program for treating these other addictive disorders. And also I work with affected family members at the same time. These are family members that are either family members of these clients or family members of clients in a intensive inpatient program somewhere in the city of Houston. And I'll work with the families in order to help them heal their dysfunction, their disease, that they became much more obvious in their life as a result of living with an addict or an alcoholic, and help them create boundaries and learn to establish a healthier, better relationship with themselves, regardless of what the addict does. So those are the services that I offer. My office is over in Spring Branch. I'm at 713-461-3279. My website is contemporaryteaching.com. I also have information on there about the AccuDetox that I do. That's 5 different acupuncture needles in each ear. It's been used for about 40 years at Lincoln Hospital in New York. People are able to detoxify from alcohol and drugs in a fairly inexpensive way, and it's a 30-day detoxification program. And while they're in that, they also receive hypnosis and working with the neurotransmitters in order to continue to balance the brain out. So it's a very effective, thorough program that I offer for people that want to experience detoxification in a non-threatening way and in a very healthy way, but don't want to add the complications that all the different medications seem to offer. There's, like I said, no contraindications with these strategies at all. So give me a call if I can help, 713-461-3279. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.